Hi, my name is Rick Albertus. I am a researcher in the field of electric mobility at the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. Today's lecture is the introduction to the business side of operating EV fleets. I will provide you with some insights into the developments of the electrification on a global scale, and we will take a look at the fleets in various segments. Global EV sales are rapidly increasing, as the graph behind me shows. It has taken nearly 20 years to sell the first million electric cars on the road. Since then, the pace has accelerated significantly, only taking 18 months to sell the next million electric vehicles. 2017 was the first year that has seen over 1 million electric vehicles sold. While in early years the market was dominated by North American and European sales, in more recent years the Chinese market has been the main driver for the growth in sales. The previous slide showed impressive numbers of electric cars sold. However, in terms of market share of the global passenger vehicle market, the numbers are still very small. EV sales right now only account for less than 1% of global passenger vehicle sales. However, electric vehicle sales have been growing at an exponential rate. This growth rate implies that the number will grow very fast in the years to come. It is predicted that by 2040, more than half of all new passenger vehicles will have an electric drivetrain. In some countries, the ambitions are much higher. For example, the Netherlands demand a zero-emission market share for cars at 50% and for city buses at 100% by 2025. And the sales of cars with internal combustion engines should come to a full stop in 2030. Even more extreme is Norway. They want to end the internal combustion engine, or ICE age, for car sales already by 2025. As a result of different ambitions and circumstances, for example, the availability of reliable electric power supply, electric vehicle adoption is not moving as rapidly in each country. This can best be shown by comparing adoption rates across different countries in Europe. As shown in the graph, EV sales account only for a few percent in most European countries. But Iceland and Norway already have a significant share of EVs in their new vehicle sales due to incentives that are in place. In 2018, the majority of vehicles sold in Norway has an electric drivetrain. Other countries that are not on the list are just seeing the first electric vehicles on the road. Local circumstances and policies play an important role in the adoption pace. Passenger vehicles are not the only vehicles that will be electrified. Some segments have a faster adoption rate. These other segments include motorcycles, light electric vehicles, city logistics freight trucks, heavy-duty trucks for long-haul transport, and buses both for public transport and coaches for long-haul. We will shortly discuss how fleets in these segments have been developing in the last years and which specific factors play a role in their adoption process. Currently, the electric motorcycle segment is very small and the company is dominated by startup companies looking for a new market. The motorcycle market is globally dominated by the Asian market, with over 80% of all motorcycles sold in this region. Motorcycles are used for daily transport in this region. With tightening air pollution and noise regulations, this could turn out to be a fast-growing segment. In other markets, the motorcycle is more considered a leisure vehicle, where the electric version has to compete on the customer experience, in which the noise and acceleration play an important role. On the last point, electric motors have proven to be just as swift, and the question is how long it will be socially accepted that motorcycles are so loud, sometimes even passing the ear-damaging 100 decibel sound pressure. The light electric vehicle segment is one that is rapidly developing. There are already over 200 million electric bikes on the road, and global sales are over 35 million each year. Light electric 2, 3 and 4-wheelers can be used for various transport issues like daily commutes, city delivery, such as in the food business, and of course also for leisure. Cargo bikes are also starting to play a more dominant role in parcel delivery, especially in traffic-ridden cities. City logistic freight is also becoming a relevant market. Cities are becoming more aware of air pollution and starting to take measures by, for example, imposing bans for diesel-driven vehicles. Fleets that operate within these cities therefore have to switch to alternative fuels and are becoming electric more often. Some local governments of cities like Amsterdam and London demand zero emission earlier than the state or central government. The lack of available delivery van models has resulted in delivery companies such as DHL and UPS to design their own electric vehicles and taking them to the market. Also, most light and medium weight e-trucks that are in operation today are retrofitted vehicles. Although due to the market pressure, truck OEMs are starting to up production now. This shows that the segment is willing to move faster than traditional car makers can keep up with. Although long thought as impossible, with the introduction of the Nikola and Tesla Semi, also the heavy and long-haul freight trucking is a market that will be electrified soon. The fleet of long-haul trucks is actually very suitable for electrification from a business perspective. The high number of miles driven means that fuel and maintenance costs are a significant factor in the operational expenses. Due to better energy efficiency, driving on electricity is cheaper than on diesel. Together with a significant lower maintenance cost, the total cost of ownership is potentially lower and the returns on investment is quicker than in other segments. The range of the vehicles and therefore necessary rollout of the rapid charging infrastructure, however, seems still to be the main challenge to take over the market. Next to battery electric, some companies are therefore looking to hydrogen fuel cell electric as a viable option. Buses are an excellent example of fleets in which electrification goes at a faster pace than the passenger vehicle market. Especially for public city transport, electric buses are an ideal solution because they travel at low speeds, have fixed routes and fast opportunity charging possibilities at bus stops. They also provide a direct positive effect on air quality in cities. Shifting city buses to electric has to happen in a sizable number because of the relative high investment cost of the infrastructure. Great examples in Europe can be found at Eindhoven and Amsterdam Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands, with over 100 e-buses with an advanced overhead system for fast opportunity charging. But this is a number still modest compared to the city of Shenzhen in China, which has replaced its 17,000 diesel buses to a full electric. However, they use overnight depot charging. Together with new examples in other cities, these are remarkable achievements, which will be followed by other cities very soon. For the long-haul coaches, which are used for touristic travel and where driving with multiple chauffeurs is common, the hydrogen fuel cell electric solution sounds logical. However, this is a relatively small segment that did not really take off with electrification yet. The example for buses shows why public fleets are particularly good for a transition to electric. In general, it is true for all fleets in the various segments. Since they are often bought in large numbers, this provides the fleet operation with the benefits of economies of scale. Shifting the entire fleet to electric is, however, a big decision and can have influence on the business and operations of your fleet. This series of lectures will provide you with insights on the decision to shift to EV fleets and the implication for the operations and the wider industry from a business perspective. Thank you for watching this introduction to the business sides of EV fleets.